my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep, and you wanna.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to make my coffee, but I wanted to show you guys what I put in there. And then I'll show you what the coffee looks like when it's all made. But the first thing I do every morning, I am not intermittent fasting, but I do have a bulletproof coffee for my first meal. So what I take is some Carrie's butter. Always go for a good grass-fed butter, guys. Don't use like Imperial or something like that. You want to use a good butter. I suggest Carrie's. You can get it. The best price to get it is if you have a Costco membership, because they sell like a big like three or four pack, I think, for like 10 bucks. So I take 1 tablespoon of Carrie's butter. I'm using this Good and Gather heavy whipping cream. You can use whatever one you like. This is just the Target brand. I use 30 grams of that, or you can use half and half if you want. I just been really enjoying the heavy whipping cream these days, but I use half and half as well. I use a little bit of liquid stevia. I just give it like 2 little shots of this. And for your oil, you can do, depending on what you want to do, but I will tell you, okay, so you can do the Perfect Keto MCT oil powder. This is, they have, this is the vanilla one. I like the vanilla, and I really like this. It's caramel. This one's really good. Gives me no stomach problems at all, and you wouldn't have to use any sweetener because it does sweeten it for you. If you prefer to do the oils, you can do the 310 Keto MCT oil. I love this one. This has no GI upset at all. Or if you wanted to do just some organic coconut oil, you want the organic unrefined cold pressed coconut oil. You can put a tablespoon of that in there. Just be careful, guys, because this will give you a little bit of a tummy ache. But depending on your budget, I always want to give you guys options. You know, whatever you choose. Some days I'll go for, depending on how I want my coffee to taste. Like today, I have this Cinnabon coffee, and I actually really like the flavor of it. So I'm just going to use the 310 MCT oil. I only ever use the coconut oil when I'm out of a like this oil, just because I want it. But you know, just be careful because it does mess up your stomach a little bit. But if I have like a unflavored coffee, I always go for the Perfect Keto because the flavors are very good. I do have a discount code for them, and stay tuned this week because I'm gonna have a bomb deal going with Perfect Keto. But I do have a discount code for them, and yeah, I know 310 has a package you can buy with their Perfect Keto, Perfect MCT oil. So, yeah, so anyways, I'm going to make my coffee. It's just coffee, and what I do is I cut up a tablespoon of butter, and I leave it in my cup, and I'll throw like all my stuff in there, and then once the hot coffee will melt down the butter, and then I just froth it. So yeah, I'm going to get that made, and then I'll be back. Okay, so there's the butter, kind of, you can see it at the top. I just take my little Zule milk frother. These things will do batteries quite easily, so it's not going to be as powerful. But I just mix everything together so everything's whipped up. You could froth up your milk too if you wanted to. I just don't do that, but you can if you're here for that type of thing. But I just like to make sure everything is mixed up nicely. So here is our coffee. Nice and foamy, which I love that about the bulletproof coffee. And yeah, so this will count as a meal for me. It helps you get my fats in right away. And yeah, so we have a really exciting full day of eating. I got a new, hold on, Bubba. I got a new recipe I'm gonna try. Who's here for homemade? Okay, baby. He wants me to play with him, I'm sorry. So anyways, who's here for homemade tortillas? We're gonna do like some Taco Tuesday type deal, okay? But anyways, cheers to your morning coffee and let's get this full day of eating started. All right, I'm gonna have my first meal. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna take 2 ounces of this Supremo Queso Chihuahua. This one is 0 carbs. So I'm gonna have 2 ounces of that, and then I have 2 ounces of the Cactus ham. Cactus ham is like the only one I can find that is 0 carb. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of that. We're gonna put everything into the carb manager, and I'll go over it at the end of the video. But yeah, so we're gonna have 2 ounces of that, and we're gonna do like I'm frying up this cheese, and we're gonna do like a ham and cheese quesadilla, but without the tortilla. And yeah, so what I like to do with this cheese is I like to make sure it gets real crispy first, and then because it melts really nicely. And once it gets real crispy and cooked down, I'll go ahead and I'll add the ham to it, but you can see like it's gonna start spreading out. But this one's really good. This is like that authentic quesadilla cheese that you would get if you went to like the restaurant. So, but yeah, that's what we're gonna have. And I'm gonna cook this up, and I think that's just some water. Real simple. It's about 10:30, so we had our coffee around 6 this morning, so pretty good. So you see how it gets real crispy? That's when you want to flip it. If you flipped it before it got crispy like that, it would stick. So let me go ahead and flip this. So that's how that's looking, okay? And then I'm also gonna have a little salad. This is just the premium romaine. This one was on sale at our grocery store. This does have a little bit of carbs in it because there are carrots, so there's 2 carbs. I just try to pick out the carrots as much as I can, so I'm gonna have just 85 grams of that. I do weigh out my lettuce, and then I'm gonna have some of this Ken's Steakhouse Creamy Caesar, and I'm gonna have about 30 grams of that for 1 carb. So this stuff's really good. But yeah, so let me finish up this lunch here. All right, so proof. I'm picking out these carrots out of here, and then I just put them off to the side, and I feed them to my dog because he likes them. So yeah, this is my salad, so I can pick my fingers through it as much as I want. But yeah, I just pick them out, and then I leave them on the side for Benny because he likes to eat them. So, but yeah, okay, so I think we're good there. But yeah, this is 85 grams of lettuce. Our melt is finished, so I'm going to take that off the burner, or I'm going to plate it up. So there, that is a nice quesadilla. You can even put some sour cream on there if you wanted, or some salsa. And then I'm going to take my Ken's dressing, and I'm going to put that on my lettuce here. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just gonna put some fresh black pepper on there, and that's gonna be lunch. So we have our ham and cheese quesadilla, flour tortilla-less, and then we have a side salad with some creamy Caesar dressing and some fresh black pepper. So that's going to be our first meal. All right, so we're gonna start dinner. Leo's actually going to grill it tonight. Believe it or not, it's 50 degrees here today, and that is unheard of. It was like 25, 30 and snowing on Halloween, so we got like a heat wave. So we're gonna take advantage. So we're gonna have this skirt steak. We get this from Costco. It's so good, literally. So if you can see it, it's beef inside skirt steak. Very good. We're gonna throw it on the grill. This, guys, is delicious. You literally don't have to do, you know, our other skirt steak, we will season it with like some lime and some steak seasoning. With this is just good as it is. So yeah, we got 2 packs of that. So Leo's gonna go ahead and grill that up. And then let me show you what else we're gonna have. Some of you guys have seen me make this before, but I thought it would be a nice little add. We are going to do some cactus. This is nopales. These are just like the cactus leaves. We buy them like this with the little pricklies taken off. So we got 2 packs of those. Cactus is super good for you. There's like tons of benefits. You can go ahead and look them up, but the hell I have in my finger. But you can go ahead and look them up. But it's very good for you, and they're very, very delicious. And we just got some fixings to go with it. We got some queso fresco. This is the crumbly cheese. Just watch and kind of look for a package. This one has 0 carbs. So we'll, what I do is I just put it, I don't put it all over the salad. I just put it over each individual serving. So that way you can be mindful. Then we got some tomatoes, some limes, some cilantro, and you can put an onion in there, but we're not going to. Yeah, and maybe some jalapenos too, to give it a little kick. But that's what's gonna be for dinner. And then we're gonna ignore this 80s here real quick. I have a taste for like a good steak taco. And yeah, I want the shell and everything. And I know a lot of people, they get these, we even have them here. Leo eats them, I don't eat them. These like Mission low carb tortillas. I think these ones are 6 carbs, and that's net carbs, and I've really been trying to just stay away from a lot of these. So I found a recipe for homemade tortillas. So we're gonna make homemade tortillas. I was gonna buy a tortilla press, but they were like $30, and I'm not gonna do that. No. So we're just going to just roll it out, and I'm just gonna like cut a circle or something. Use probably like a top of a pan and just do it that way. So yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited. So first up, Leo is gonna go ahead and grill up this meat. I'm gonna start on the cactus salad, and then we will get everything together for the tortillas. But the cactus salad, you have to cook. I'll show you, but you're gonna wanna go ahead and cook down the cactus leaves, cacti leaf, because they're a little slimy. So you're gonna cook them down until they get a little tender, and they'll change color and stuff. I'll show you, but yeah, so cook them down first. But let's get the water ready and boiling, and let's get the show on the road. Okay, so you can see I just cut them into these thin little strips, okay? So if you want to just go ahead and cut them up into thin strips, and then I don't eat the base of them. So this is just like the base of it, and I just kind of leave that and I toss that into the garbage. So I'm going to cut up the rest of these, and then we're going to fill this up with water, and we're going to set it to boil. All right, so here's the macros on this one. I didn't even realize this, but Leo's the MVP here. So here's the macros: 8 of fat, 1 of carb, and 19 of protein. So for 4 ounces, but this has a marinade on it, so that's probably where the carb is coming from. Doesn't say. Oh, here. I just want to read see what's in there. Hold the phone. It says onion. Oh, there's a little sugar in it. That's what it is. There's a little bit of sugar. It's a sugar substitute too. Maltodextrin, sodium phosphates, onion powder, sugar, spices, garlic powder. Okay, well, we didn't know that, but we're still gonna eat it. And yeah, we'll just do 4 ounces. I'm gonna actually make this into my carb manager, so I'll be right back, and then make sure that's in there so we can count for it. Okay, so these are now boiling, and you could see like they're a little bit of a different color. So, and you could see like there's like that foam on there. That's like all the slime. Like the water's even a little slimy, but that's okay. They're a little bit of a duller green. So we're going to, what I do is I just dump them in my strainer right here, and I rinse them with cold water to shock them so they don't keep continuing to cook. Leo got the meat already. He's about to throw it on the grill. Everybody's here for Leo in the kitchen. They were asking about you.
I'm a little busy at work.
So we have, this is just 1 Roma tomato diced up. This is 1 like bunch of cilantro diced up. We got some fresh lemons that we're going to use. And then again, we're just going to crumble the tortilla cheese on top. But yeah, so let's get this cactus out of there, and then we're going to dump it in a bowl. All right, so I got my metal bowl right here, okay? And I'm taking out my cactus, and I'm just going to dump it in there. And then I have my chopped up tomato. I'm gonna throw that in there. And then I'm going to take half of a jalapeno. Just half, okay? So, and then I'm just going to slice it. We're gonna try to slice it like Leo does. All right, and then we're just gonna cut it into little pieces. Just a little, like a half of a jalapeno. I'm going to take, so I have my cilantro in here too. See, it's starting to look real pretty. I'm gonna take 2 limes and then I kind of just roll them, and this is gonna help loosen the juice. I hope you guys tell me if you ever get tired of any of my recipes, because sometimes, you know, I just have a taste for something to go with it. So I'm just squeezing 1 lime in there at a, ow, damn it, I just got my finger in there at a time. Shit, that hurt. And I'm gonna toss it in there. We are gonna season it with some salt. And then don't forget, we will put the cheese on top. I didn't want to put too many tomato because they do have carbs in there. So that's why I'm real conservative. But if you wanted to add more tomato or avocado, you always. I'm gonna add some salt in here. And then you're gonna let it chill in the fridge too when you're done. That's why I'm getting this done first. With some salt. This is perfect. I'll probably just add a little bit more salt, but you salt to taste, okay? All these flavors, and I like to be salty. Ah, that was funny. And then give it another stir. And then you just let it sit in the fridge until dinner is ready. But I'm just gonna try one more piece. Some people usually ask me how the cactus tastes. It's like, it's kind of a, you know what, I feel like it kind of tastes like a little bit more of a crunchier cucumber. So it's really good. And again, we'll top the tortilla cheese on top. But you know what we're gonna make next? You know what we're gonna make next after I put my cactus salad in the refrigerator? We're making homemade tortillas. So if you didn't know, now you know. I'm a doña, okay? We're gonna make some homemade tortillas. I don't have a tortilla press because they're like $30 and they're plastic. We're just gonna do it our damn self. But let's make some homemade tortillas for our steak dinner, okay? Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we are starting on our homemade tortillas. So I have my bowl on a scale right here because they have everything measured in grams. I will, as always, leave this recipe linked down below. So they want us to start off with, this is gonna make 8 tortillas. My kids are probably not gonna wanna have these, but I'll probably let them try one, but it's mostly for me and Leo. So 96, because my kids really don't even eat tortillas. 90, oh, all right. And I'm just gonna break up all these little bits. I should have went through and sifted this, but I didn't think about it. I'm in love with the coconut flour. This is the organic coconut flour. 24 grams of the coconut flour. In love with the cocoa. It calls for 2 teaspoons of the xanthan gum. I'm gonna do 3 teaspoons because you guys know mine is pretty weak. So I just feel like it's gonna need extra. So 3 teaspoons of your binder, or 2, but I'm using mine as 3, so. If you have a good one, like, just only do 2. We got some baking powder. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Leo's really excited about these tortillas, just so you know. We're gonna take some, they say kosher salt. We're gonna take sea salt because that's what we have. And we all about using what we have. So we're gonna take 1/4 of a teaspoon of that bad boy. We're actually gonna use our hand mix. They're calling for a food processor, guys, but I'm gonna tell you what, my food processor is way too small. All right, so next up is our egg. We're gonna take 1 egg. We're gonna drop that in there. 3 tablespoons of water. I have my water right here. I'm gonna add in a tablespoon at a time. Okay, so 3 tablespoons of water. Now let's see, it should be sticky enough to form a ball. If it wasn't a food processor, it probably would have formed, yeah. You see, it's forming already. It's forming some dough. All right. So let's get some saran wrap because you guys know I love it. Love it so much. Okay, this gosh forsaken saran wrap. Okay. Because it says wrap dough and cling and knead through the plastic for a minute or so. So we gotta knead it through this way. Man, my mother-in-law would be so proud of me right now. All right, get our dough. Seriously, like I kind of want to call her over and be like, Chavela, come see what I'm doing. I'm making my own tortillas. Like I've made pozole, I've made no, I've never made menudo. I made carne de jugo, I made tamales. I've tried everything. Now I'm making tortillas. All right. Oh, you have to knead it through here because it's so sticky that you couldn't knead it through the other way. Hola, welcome to Doña Danielle's cocina. I didn't put enough saran wrap on that. Hold on.
Doña Danielle's kitchen?
Yes, Sophia. Doña Danielle. You don't address me as mom anymore. You address me as Doña Danielle. Because I'm a boss.
Oh, oh.
I'm a boss. So you're just going to knead it through for about a minute. And then we're going to figure out how we're going to make it. But we are going to make our tortillas on the comal. Because this is an Hispanic household. But if you didn't have a comal, you just go ahead and use a frying pan. I'm pretty damn excited. Hey, babe, what do you think if your mom would have seen me busting out some homemade tortillas?
You're pretty impressed.
Right?
I'd be like, oh, mija.
That's exactly how she would say it, right, Sophie?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm making tortillas, homemade. All right, guys, so let me get everything together. But yeah, so about a minute with the saran wrap. But here is our tortilla mix dough, okay? So homemade tortillas. Before we start heating up our tortillas, I want to heat up a side here, or I'm gonna bake some asparagus. I got these on sale at the grocery store this week just because of like Thanksgiving and stuff. So I'm gonna take a couple tablespoons of butter. This is the Carrie's butter. And I am just going to place some little pads of butter. Oh, that was two, we gotta get that. On the stalks of asparagus, and I'm just gonna season them up and call it a day. I have my oven preheating at 400 degrees, and I'll just roast them in there in the butter with some just salt and pepper and garlic for about 20 minutes. Some garlic salt actually, and give it a nice coat. Just a little something extra, and I'm going to take some black pepper and I'm going to crack that over. So there we go, we got some baked asparagus that's going to go in at 425 for about 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to leave this recipe down below because I actually really like it. They said to go ahead and you're going to let this sit after about 10 minutes, which we did, and we're going to take our dough into portions. Each portion is about 26 grams, okay? That's going to make one tortilla. So that's 22. So I'm just going to portion everything out. I have it sitting on my scale. And we are going to make, and you're going to need some parchment paper, okay guys? Because that's how you're going to roll out your tortillas. If you had a tortilla maker, that would be even better, but we're going to just figure out what we're going to do here. And I have my comal heating up, which is basically like a skillet. Let me show you. This is a comal. It's just like a little cast, I don't know what that is. Like a piece of, a long pan. I don't even know what to describe what it is. It's just a comal. It's what you use to warm up tortillas. You want to get this nice and warm, and then until you can drop water on it and it evaporates, okay? Or you can do it in a frying pan, whatever you got on hand, okay?
All right, so here's my tortilla. That rolling pin was too big, so I just used a cup. A cup from Mexico, how convenient. But yeah, so they're not supposed to be big. They're almost supposed to be like street taco tortillas. So yeah, here's number one. I'm gonna go ahead and get through the rest of them. But you want to go ahead? They said that you just, in order to try, like you're supposed to take some water. Oop, we ready. And we're just going to drop that on there. And then let it get like toasted, and then we'll flip. So we'll wait for this to toast, and I'm gonna keep going on these. But Leo, would you watch the tortillas when they're ready to flip? Okay, we got Leo in the kitchen. So what I did, I just took the dough. If you had a tortilla press, it would be way better. But I just made it into like a little ball, and I flattened it. And I took it in between the two pieces of parchment, and I just took my cup, and I just rolled it like this. And just roll it out. You don't want to make it too thin, because then it'll stick. Did it break?
It actually did.
Which one?
The one with the blow dryer.
Okay, I'll fix it right now. All right, so then I take my spatula and I just kind of go around the edge and lift it. Even if it rips a little bit, you can put it back together, okay? So it's a little time consuming, but isn't all things when you're making it homemade, really? So there is our homemade tortilla. I'm excited. I do wish they were a little bit bigger. I think maybe if we had the press, we can get them a little bit bigger.
Probably.
But nonetheless, homemade. You gonna flip it again? A little bit longer. But all right, let's cook up these tortillas. Okay, so here is the asparagus. You can see it's still nice and steamy. And you can see there's like the butter sauce at the bottom. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss them around when I serve them up. I don't think I'm gonna have any asparagus today because I'm gonna go for the nopales, and then I already had the salad today as well. But these will never go to waste here. Everybody eats them. So, and then there'll be a good veggie for Leo to take to work too. So everything is looking real good. Leo's cutting up the meat. Here is our plate of homemade tortillas. We're gonna have those with our meat. So I'm really excited. They are smaller, but I think if I would have, you know, you could always, okay, so here are the tacos. Let me see if I can get you guys. You can see the tortilla. We got some of that steak on there with that cactus and some of the fresh crumbled cheese. And then there is the asparagus. This is gonna be Leo's plate. I'm actually, because I'm a little low on my fats today, I'm gonna add just a tablespoon of butter on top of my meat just to give me a little kick of fat extra. That's a easier way to get your fat in. So if you just add like a little dollop of butter or whatever to your protein, and that'll pop up the fat a little bit just to make sure you're hitting your numbers. So, all right, I'm gonna go eat my dinner, and then we will check my levels, make sure we're still in ketosis, and yeah, that's gonna be dinner. So, and then we'll go over our macros for the day. But so far so good. I'm gonna get Leo to try these tortillas, and we'll let you know. Not like your mom's tortillas, but like the low carb tortillas.
It tastes like a low carb tortilla.
It tastes like a low. He uses it because he gets, when you say, oh, it tastes just like the regular kind, he gets mad because it never tastes like the regular kind. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's no cauliflower in it. No, but it's a good substitute. It's a good substitute. Yeah. I will say this, guys. I did need to. Let me show you. You definitely are going to need a tortilla press with these because I made them too thick, and then when they bent, they started to crack. But nonetheless, I think I would, see, these ones are cracking a little bit, but I would probably fry them too, just to make them real crispy. But yeah, that's about it. Just the tortilla press, I think, because I made them too thick in the middle. So, first time, but they taste good, right? Mm-hmm. They're good? No, at least they taste good. You can make tortilla chips with these too, guys. So there's some options for you. Okay, so I just took my ketone level, and we're at 1.7, which is really, really good. Yeah, so there you go. That's after eating. I wanted to talk to you guys a few more things. So I definitely think these are very filling, but maybe not exactly a doña just yet. Maybe I bit off more than I can chew, but I definitely believe it's because they're too thick in the middle. So I would, I'm for sure think I need a tortilla press for this one. But the recipe is very good. These would be really good for Leos like gorditas, or you could do tortilla chips. So there's a lot of options. They were freaking delicious though. I actually like them a lot better than the Mission tortillas. What do you think, Lee? You like them better than the Mission ones?
The low carb Mission ones?
Yeah. Yeah, so he likes these better than, you know what I could have done? I probably would have done, how about like instead of 4 or making 8 tortillas, I could have did 4.
I would have doubled up the size and just had a bigger one. So
because they're so small, instead of making 8, they would have increased the carb count, but they still would have been a cleaner option. And so I think they're like, I don't know, I think they're like 1 carb each. They would be 2 carbs each. Still way lower than the 6 half these are, but they are like pretty thick too. You guys can see they're very, very good. You could even do like what do I call them, buñuelos? If you did some like cinnamon and some almond.
Oh,
or yeah, with these. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's our options. All right, my friends, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I got this kitchen to clean up. We're gonna go over our macros really quickly, but I wanted to come on here and tell you guys thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. Even if you find a recipe and you try it initially and doesn't come out picture perfect, but it still tastes good, then it's still a win. I was kind of embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie, when I was like, damn it, this tortilla is looking, but they were good, they taste good, and you know, you just gotta tweak it. Not every recipe, like, physical wise hits out the park, but we could always go ahead and make it work. Okay, so remember that. But let me show you the macros and then we'll wrap up this video. Okay, so here we go. We have 10 of 19 of 10 net carbs, but 19 total, which is, I want to say, under total of 20. Being real brave these days. And then I got 150 of fat and 65 of protein, which is perfection. I'm aiming for like 150 and 75. So 150 of fat and 75 of protein. So we're right there. And then I have everything. So the skirt steak, I did 5 ounces for 1 carb. I'm going to have 1 more serving of coffee before, like after dinner. I like to have coffee after dinner. It's my thing. So I'll have 1 more of those. The 2 ounces of quesadilla cheese and the 2 pieces of Crocus ham for lunch. The lettuce I had for lunch. The Caesar's dressing. The cactus, which was 1 carb. The queso fresco, which I had added that Curie's butter to my meat when I had it, so it would just kind of kick up my fat. And then the 2 tortillas. So I did not have any of the asparagus, so that was not on my plate, but I am super full. And our macros are looking like pure perfection. So we are going to say, I'm done logging for the day. And we hit that keto, and we're in 1.7 for ketosis. So we did real nice today, my friends. Yeah, so I'm gonna clean up, have some coffee, and relax. I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. I will leave the tortilla recipe linked down below, so if you guys wanna try it. Again, you know, I'm gonna work on it, but they were really, really good. Really, really good. But all right, guys, I love you so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take it easy, friends.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid.